Oh, magic, and everything that I hoped it would be and knew it would be. The writing is just, I'm so proud to be the kind of conduit for all that story to come out, and our girls, our new girls, you wait, they are magic, they really are. Sparky and muscular and just literally greyhounds waiting to get out of the trap. I just thought it was a no-brainer, really. You know, seeing as we'd had Keeley proffering that idea to Rebecca, I just thought how beautiful that the young soul of Keeley, who was a little bit lost in season 1, is then the instigator of something that is so vast, you know, and pushes everyone out of their comfort zone, including Ted, including Rebecca. Rebecca thinking that she's a feminist, finding out she's a little bit wonky on that front, which I actually found quite difficult to play because I am so much of a feminist, you know. So I loved that. I loved that kind of sliding door difference between myself and Rebecca. I think that the time has come for us to stand together, not stand above, but stand together. You know, the England women's team are massive, I'm going to swear now, fucking champions. And it needs to be encouraged more and more, grassroots, little kids, and also, more than anything, young boys need to be taught that girls are on an equal playing field with them, and encourage boys to think more of girls wanting to play sports.
It was lovely getting to see old friends. It was lovely getting to make new ones. Golly, I hope the show's good. I like it. You know, you don't want to just do it just to hang out with people, because you feel lonely. That's no way to get into a relationship. But yeah, it was such a joy. Even though the show ended, like, they kept going, right? That was sort of the way we were approaching the montage at the end of season 3. That final episode was to leave some things open-ended, let people interpret it the way they want to, and I've got to hear a variety of people's, you know, thoughts, feelings, and opinions about it. And yet in my head, I always sort of had what I thought they were doing, and so we sort of, and I got to listen to all our writers, and we came up with what we came up with, and that was just with the people we knew. And then you have all the people we didn't know, and it's really fun because you're kind of creating another, doing world creating in a already created world, you know, which is. It can be daunting, you know, and it's something we did in a very small, metaphorical way every week at Saturday Night Live, and it pushes you in a way that I feel is it felt fun and challenging as dare I use this word, artist. Sorry. Golly, you got to try. You got to try. Like even if you don't think it's going to work out, don't think that. But if you do think that, still got to try.
I mean, aside from it being a women's team and getting to play a female footballer, the idea of the old characters being stirred into new dynamics within that. Women are a powerhouse in this sport. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm not even going to compare. Women are a powerhouse in this sport, yeah.
Certainly the women's football aspect, because I think it's cool to come back to a show that is not entirely the same show. So that's a fun challenge, for lack of a better word. But also we're no longer in the Premier League. We're in Second Division women's football. We are in a far grimier, less glitzy milieu, and that feeds the kind of underdog sensibility that we've really been about all along anyway. So I'm digging all that. Getting back into beard is very easy for me because all I got to do is put on the wraparound Oakleys and then punch myself in the face once, and Brendan is gone. What comes to my head is a message that we've always been about, really, but it's know who you are. It's always helpful to know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bit intimidating, but it's an honour. It's a very important show, and I think what better show to shine light on women's football than Ted Lasso? It's an underdog show about the underdog, and women's sports is the underdog right now, so let us shed the light and elevate. And I think Ted Lasso does that better than most shows. So the first thing is, any Ted Lasso is hope. You have to have hope, and you have to believe in things getting better. And then I think I want young girls to watch this and it be normal. And I want young boys to watch this and it be normal. That women playing sports at a high level is just normal.
Well, the women's team is, it hasn't been done. It's really radical. And it gives a chance for a lot of young women to be cast in this show, because it's been obviously quite male heavy. So what we've got, it really is a kind of hybrid, because it's a kind of origin story with the women's team, facilitated by these characters that we have got to know over the first 3 season arc.
Oh, it's so wonderful, right? So much talent, so many amazing characters, and the story is so wonderful. And now to take on this new chapter, it's an amazing night.
I think the fact that it's centering women's soccer and it's really not shying away from the sort of misogyny around it and the kind of inequality in the sport, it's really looking at that, but with such a kind of light touch, with that humour and joy and hope that we know and love about the show. So all of that's baked into it, which I think is a really smart way of doing it.
It's an honour, it's a privilege. I've been a massive fan of this show from when it first came out, so to get to be a part of the Lasso universe now is such a dream for me. I wanted to be a football player when I was a kid, so now that I'm cosplaying as one, it feels like the universe has really done me a solid, so I'm very grateful to be here. I hope people take away that we are all human, and a bit of courage and a bit of kindness goes a long way.
I think it's about finding new family in this season. Obviously, the world hasn't seen the new team yet, and I think this season is all about that. Finding your feet, finding your home in new people with a new place.
I mean, nerve-wracking, for sure. It's so exciting, and I feel very blessed and very privileged for the opportunity, but also it's so scary. This is a show that everyone loves, and I may be about to ruin it. I just hope that, I hope people like it, obviously, first and foremost, please. But I also hope that, I think what Ted does so beautifully is it's just encouraging people to look beyond what your first impression of someone and to remember that everyone has got stuff going on, stuff that they're not talking about, stuff that they're working through, and to kind of, that really amazing people can be capable of real amazing things, and if they're just sort of given a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, you think about where Ted Lasso stands at the intersection of kindness and optimism and belief and teamwork. And that is Apple's culture to a T. And so it feels great to put something out there like this and to be involved in it.